In this video, I'm going to be telling you everything you need to know about flipping property, including how I'm making over £20,000 from this project here. Hi, my name's James D'Souza. I'm a property investor and a trainer for Property Wealth System. This is one of my current projects on the go. This is a buy, renovate and sell project that we completed on the beginning of this year and we are mid-renovation of. So we found it through a local estate agent who said you might want to come and take a look. This might be a little bit up your street. Now the inside of it was very dated, very tired, needed some modernising to make it a nice, bright, beautiful family home. Bought this for £85,000, we're spending about £25,000 on the renovation and we'll be selling it at least £140,000. There's a nice £20,000 profit in that for us. Before I show you around this property and show you how you can be flipping properties yourself, don't forget to like, subscribe and hit the notification bell. We're currently mid-refurb on this, the builders are in. Let me show you inside. We've completely kind of gutted the downstairs. We've got some new radiators in there. We're putting new spotlights in just to give it a nice bright feel. This was all open, not particularly nice, so we've boxed that all in. Just to kind of create some storage. This was the wall to the kitchen, so we've blocked that up and we've taken a wall down, as you'll see in a second, and we've created a really nice large living dining room space. This was the wall that we took down to open it up. That's going to lead nicely into our kitchen. Installing a completely bespoke kitchen in here. We've had it completely made for the space that we've got. Because we've got a really narrow room for where the downstairs toilet's going to be, we've got this interesting feature toilet with the sink above the cistern, so that when you wash your hands, that water then flushes the toilet for the next use. So it's a really good little space-saving tool, and it's good for the environment as well. Put in the French doors there, they were new, that was boarded up, and we've got just a small garden here, but we're very close to local parks, easy to keep, tidy space. We're putting some decking in over there as well, so that's gonna just sort of give it a nice outdoor vibe, outdoor feel to the property. This is a 3-bedroom property. This is the smallest bedroom, this is the box, but it's actually still quite a good size as a box room. And we can just go here into the 2nd bedroom, which is a really good size for a 2nd room. We've taken out the chimney breast that we removed downstairs. We've also taken it out up here as well, just to open the property up a bit more. The boiler used to be here, but we've relocated that downstairs to again create more storage for this bedroom. So this is the master bedroom. We had these really old-fashioned leaded light windows in there, so we've just removed those panes, brighter windows to let more light in, and that's a cheaper solution than replacing the entire unit. We're creating bespoke cupboards on that wall there to create storage for the end user. Completely, going to be painting, new sockets in. We're going for the chrome finish everywhere, new skirting boards and painting throughout. So this is the bathroom. It's quite a small, compact bathroom, but our team have been amazing at reconfiguring the space and fitting in as much as possible. Before, there was literally just a shower cubicle, no bathtub at all. So shower cubicle and toilet and sink, that was it. So we've been able to incorporate a bath. We're putting a shower on the wall. We are putting the towel radiator on the wall there as well, just to save some space. This is going to be our tile throughout the bathroom, and then we're putting a feature strip of this tile down this main wall as well to give it a really nice kind of high-end luxury finish. Went to go and view the property and was shown around by the vendor's granddaughter. Now, the vendor had passed away. It was a probate property, so it was being sold as part of her estate. The lady that owned it was inheriting it. She didn't need the money, she wasn't selling it for the money, but the property was very 70s, very dated, had been looked after, had been loved, had been renovated to a good standard, but a long time ago. So it definitely needed some updating, it definitely needed some modernisation. And I said to the vendor, why don't you renovate it yourself? That's what our plan would be for this property. We're going to renovate it and then sell it on again to make it a nice family home. And she said, it's my grandma's property. I've inherited it as my grandma's property. I'd quite like to sell it as my grandma's property. There's too much emotion, too many memories associated with it for me to do that to it. So she said, crack on, do it yourself. That's absolutely fine. Bit of negotiation, bit of wiggle room. Would have always liked to get it for as cheap as possible. Would have loved to have got it for £5,000 less than we did, but agreed a price that worked for us and worked for the vendor as well. It was a very slow conveyance. It took a long time for the searches to come through, so we were kind of waiting for that to happen. It was a cash purchase because you can't be buying a flip property with a mortgage because that would be seen as short-term debt. So this was a cash purchase. We're 6 weeks into the refurb now, so the builders have gone very, very quickly. and it's only about 4 weeks until the project will be finished. Why should you be flipping properties? Well, flipping is a great way to add cash to your bank account. I use that cash for reinvestment, so the money that we make on flip deals goes back purely into the cash flow element of our portfolio, but it's a great way to build up funds if you're looking to maybe clear debt, if you're looking to pay for a really nice luxury holiday, or you want to buy yourself a car, you want to pay for a wedding, for example. My mentor did 2 flips to pay for his wedding. So if you need lump sums of cash, flips can be a great way of doing that. The downside to flips is that you need to keep flipping properties. It's an active strategy. If you want to be making money from flips, you need to keep buying, renovating and selling. So it's an active strategy, which is very different to our passive strategies. When investing in property, it's really important to have at least 2 exits. Now, our primary exit on this property is to sell it on for profit. However, we've also done our numbers. So let's just say there's a downturn in the market and we can't sell it for whatever reason. We're able to put a tenant in and rent it out, and the tenant's rent will cover our mortgage payments on it. We would be leaving a little bit more money in the deal than we would like. However, we'd still be getting a healthy return on investment, and it's certainly a viable second exit for us. But if you're looking to retire, if you're looking to be able to live on your property investments, flipping isn't stable enough to do that. You need to be focusing on passive income, which could be a buy-to-let portfolio. It could be a social housing portfolio. And our model for this is typically buy, renovate, rent, refinance. So BRRRR. That's what I do. That's the mainstay of my portfolio, passive income. The benefit of passive income generating properties is you do the work once, you buy the property once, and it pays you every single month that you've got a tenant in that property. So potentially for another 25 years or more. So that's the reason I do like my passive income properties. Do the work once, get paid on it every single month. So that's the reason why that is the area that I focus on within property. What is a refinance if you don't know? A refinance is where we get, having renovated a property, having increased the value of that, we get a lender to come and inspect that property. They then see that the value has been uplifted, and they will now lend to you based on that uplifted, that increased valuation. The money that the bank give you is then often enough to cover your purchase price and a chunk of your renovation costs, which means you effectively have little of your own money left in that deal. How do you go about flipping properties? We identified this property because it was tired, because we could see that we could add value to this property. And that is fundamentally the number one thing you're looking for in a flip property. How can I add value? How can I increase the value of this to be able to buy it for a low price and then be able to sell it for a high price? Pretty much a cosmetic refurb. Only we've taken it completely back to brick, we've rewired it, but there's been nothing structural, we've not done any extension to this property. We're just increasing the value up to the kind of the very much the ceiling point of this area. This was found from an estate agent, but we've also found deals from letting agents. We've found them direct to vendor. We've found them through Gumtree. We've found deals, we've had deals sourced to us by sourcing agents. There's a number of different ways you can go out and actually find investments just like this one. As a professional investor, it's really important that you build and you nourish relationships with estate agents, because they deal with hundreds and hundreds of people that claim to be investors, but you need consistency. You need them to see you on a regular basis for them to treat you like a professional investor and actually start bringing deals to you. The estate agent's job is to sell the property for as much as possible. They are ultimately trying to put as much money into the vendor's pocket as possible. However, an estate agent that knows how to get property sold will work with investors like myself in order to make sure that there is somebody that wants to buy that property quite quickly. So speed is normally of the essence. When it comes to offering on properties, we normally go in with the offer that works for us. We normally go in with effectively as much as we can offer, where it really stacks up for us. The way in which we work with estate agents is we don't want them to think, if we're coming in with an offer, that they know fundamentally in a week's time, in 2 weeks' time, we're going to come in with a little bit more. So we normally give them our best offer up front, so there's no nonsense. They're not coming back to us for another offer. We say, look, the maximum we can go to on this property is this, for transparency. And that's often the way that estate agents like. They don't like us kind of coming in, working our way up. We are just upfront, as is, that's our offer, that's where it works. During the conveyance of this property, we brought our build team around to this property to have a look, to give us an exact quotation for the work that we wanted doing on the property, so that we knew exactly what we were working to. And it's very important, if you're working with a good quality build team, they're not going to be available to work straight away because they're going to be working on other projects. So back in October, we actually agreed a start date of the beginning of January for them to come in and start working on this property, which is when we actually completed on this one. I'm not a hands-on person at all. I'm not very handy. I'm not a plumber. I'm not a qualified electrician. I probably couldn't even paint a property like this. So it's very important to bring in the professionals, bring in people who are really good at doing what they do. So we outsource absolutely everything to the professionals, and we've got a fully qualified build team in here to renovate this property to a very high standard. As a property investor, we focus on the 3 highest paying tasks, which are finding the deals, financing the deals, and structuring the deals. So I don't want to be on site in a property like this, painting the walls. I'd much rather be out finding deals and raising angel funds. So generic numbers for a flip type property might be that on a particular street, all the properties of let's say 3-bedroom houses on that street sell for about £130,000. That's the ceiling, that's the top end of what it's going to sell for. You go out and you find a property that's a bit smelly, a bit dirty, needs a bit of love, and it's available with a bit of negotiation for, let's say, £90,000. You spend £20,000 on that property, so you're all in the deal for 110. You're then able to sell it for 130 because that's what everything else on the street is worth. There's £20,000 profit in there for you. I promised you that I would give you the exact numbers for this deal, so here we are. This was purchased for £85,000. We're spending just over £25,000 on the renovation of this. We had our stamp duty and our fees, etc., which came to just over £3,000 on this property. We've got really strong comparable evidence on this. 2 properties less than 300 metres away. One sold last year for £147,500, exactly the same, a 3-bedroom semi-detached property, and another one sold for £145,000. So conservatively, if we're saying that we're going to sell it quickly for just £140,000, that still leaves us with just over £20,000 of profit in our pocket. With the £20,000 profit that we're making on this deal, we're going to be reinvesting that into the buy-to-let part of our portfolio. And even at a relatively conservative 40% return on investment after refinance, that will add over £700 a month to our passive income. So that really fundamentally is the reason why I love flips, because that will equate to an extra £700 a month in my pocket for the rest of my life. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments what you're struggling with when it comes to property investing so that we can create content that helps you. If you want to be seeing more videos like this one and keeping yourself educated, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. I'm James D'Souza from Property Wealth System. Thank you, and I'll see you in another video.